Alright, mid-season, so there should be a lot. But it's just a lot of tier 2s from what I know right now, so we're going to go over it. The Morgan skin, pretty cool skin. Dan's Party Animal is a 6 skin. Mighty Mutt Fenner is a 6 skin. Deadstock Kepri, 6 skin. Little Bite Sobek, cool skin. Honor Roll Hama, don't care. Sig Baron skin, cool. Kali skin. A new Spirit, so this is interesting mechanic. Now you can steal their back camps and upgrade your Tiki's. Tiki's upgrades go like this now. So before you'd only get 10% throughout the whole game. Now it scales up to tier 3, which is 15%. Same goes for the rest of them. Golden, Pen, Violet, attack speed, Crimson, lifesteal, Verdant, max health, max mana. Eye gets 3% movement speed in the jungle. Big buff for Eye. Now builds into Soul Eater. So all tier 2s are getting passives now. So there doesn't feel like I like a tier 2 item used to be so useless for many years in Smite. I mean, until now. It feels really bad. It's really poorly statted. The only tier 2 statted item that's ever been decent was Doom Orb. So your abilities heal for 4% of damage dealt, increased cost. So it's just tier 2s do something now. They have better stats and or have a passive. Decreased cost on Bloodforge buff. Decreased cost on Short Bow buff. Decreased cost, but the damage is way worse on Charged Bow tier 2 Odi Bow. Added 5 pen on Hunter's Bow tier 2. Increased cost from 1900 to 21, and then added an extra 5 power and 10 flat pen. Piercing Morningstar is tier 2 of Heartseeker. Every 5 seconds, your next ability deals 2% of the target's maximum health as physical damage. 1550, 25 fizz power, 150 mana, 10 MP5. Now builds into Rage and Deathbringer. When critically striking an enemy, you gain a stack. Now builds into Rage and Deathbringer, a new passive. When you critically strike an enemy, gain a stack of 5 physical power, max 3 stacks for 5 seconds. Wait, but you can't crit someone with short sword. Am I crazy? You can't crit. What's this passive? Only Sir Cat could use it. So you want to make a tier 2 strong, but you need a tier 3 to make a tier 2 work. Okay. Interesting. We go back to the changes. Builds into Demon Blade and Bladed Boomerang passive when damaging enemy god with a basic attack. Gain 3% attack speed for 10 seconds, max 5 stacks, so 15% attack speed. The basic attack. Okay, this is cool. What up, Simo? What up, JK? What up, Bob? What up, look behind you? New builds the Equinox, Hasten Katana, Shadow Drinker, all dead items. Passive, gain 5% movement speed for 10 seconds on killing or assisting enemy gone. That's cool. Interesting. Builds into serrated. Passive, damaging an enemy god with an ability grants 3% movement speed towards them for 3 seconds. So 3 abilities. It builds into serrated only. 1500 G, 20 fizz, 3% movement speed. Okay, that's cool. Now builds into Execution Aussie. On damaging an enemy god with basic attack, gain 2 physical pen for 5 seconds up to 3 times. So you can get it to what? 6 flat pen. An increased cost of 1400. Decreased cost physical power for 4040. Added 10 flat pen on Aussie. Builds into Kin size and duality passive. Your basic attack deals an additional 10% of your basic attack power as physical damage. It's interesting, decent stats. Pretty much a baby Blackthorn passive on the tier 1, 1100 G. But you don't get anything when you're above it. Interesting. I think that's a good way to balance it. Now builds in Frostbound, so you need to charge up the Frostbound now. On the tier 2, you have to hit 4 times, and then the 4th auto, you will get a Frostbound hit. 15% for 2 seconds. 1400 G. They just added stats to this Smithy's hammer. Better stats. New passive. Each second you are in combat, you gain 1 magical power and 1% lifesteal for 5 seconds. Max stack, so you get 20 power, 20% lifesteal. Decrease magical power from 55 to 45. Decrease lifesteal from 7.5 to 5%. Builds in demonic hasten 1300, 40 magical, 20% attack speed. Now builds the Telekines and Cyclops. Your next basic attack deals an additional 5+3. This pack only. Okay, so it's Walmart Telekines. Now builds in a Sorcerer and Poly. Gain a stack each time you damage an enemy god with an ability or basic attack at 4 stacks. Your next ability or basic attack deals 20 plus 4 per increase mana 125, 150. Yo, by the way, chat, I'm gonna make a lobby if you guys wanna join up to play on PTS. Password's Leon. Again, a stack. Wait, it's an enemy god with an ability or basically have 4 stacks. Your next ability deals 20 plus 4 man per level. So it could be like 10, 40, 60. That's okay. It's like a conduit. What's up, Soul? Builds in a tablet of destiny and book of thoughts. Passive: each time you damage an enemy god with an ability, gain a stack. Each stack grants nothing, but when you upgrade this item, these stacks transfer to the upgrade item. You may only gain 1 stack for every 4 seconds. They can only gain a stack once per god ability hit. Max for these stacks. Okay, that's interesting. That's a good change. This is actually creative. Reduce stack count from 100 to 50. Increase damage required per stack from 450 to 900. Okay, I think that's fine. But new passive: on leveling up, heals 10% of your maximum health and mana over 3 seconds. It's a cool one. On damaging an enemy god once per god per ability, gain 2 magical pen for 10 seconds. Stack up to 3 times. 6 for 10, same thing as the other pen item on Fizz. New passive: on damaging enemy god once per ability, restore 1% of your maximum mana. Cool. Decrease cost on 900 to 750. So yeah, this should have been done years ago, but we take it now. 100 reduction on Night Shield, 100 reduction on Apprentice Staff, 100 reduction on Honed Edge, 100 on Erendite altogether. Now builds into Erosion and Abyss on other tier 2. Decrease cost for 1400 to 150. Decrease physical protection from 25 to 20. Increase health. Okay, the increased health dropped 5 prots. 150 more expensive. Okay, same shit. New passive: getting an assist on enemy god or minion kill grants 2 protections for 5 seconds. Max 5 stacks, 10 prots, 100 gold extra. Nice. Decrease cost from 1400 to 1250. On Gaia. I wish I did that yesterday. That would have been great for me. Builds into Relic Dagger and Lotus Sickle, 1350, 150 health. I mean, these stats are just... I mean, the 10% CD is okay. But before that item was a dead item. New passive: enemy gods hit by your basic attacks have 20% reducing them for 5 seconds. Nice. I needed that. Still a pretty weak item. New passive: enemy gods hit within 55 units have their healing reduced by 15%. This effect is not static, similar auras. Nice. Builds an Absolution, Hardware Amulet, and Talisman of Energy. Passive: gain a stack each time you damage or are damaged by an enemy god once per ability. Upon reaching 5 stacks, lose all stacks and restore 100 mana in a 40 unit radius around you. Interesting. Now it builds into Oni Hunters and Genji's new passive on the tier 2. When you are hit by an ability that deals magic damage, gain 5% magical damage mitigation for 5 seconds with a 12-second internal cooldown. And increase MP5 on tier 2. Builds into Void, Damaru, and Shogun's Kusari passive for each enemy god with 55 units. You reduce all enemy gods' magical protections by 4 for each. Okay. Now builds into Breastplate and Regrowth, Breastplate of Valor, increase cost by 150, decrease physical protection by 10, and added 10% CD on it. Increase pots on regrowth by 5. Builds into spectral armor and contagion, 1050G, 35 physical protection, 100 health. I'm about to scream after this, guys, so be ready with your ears. Builds into spectral armor and contagion, 1050, 35 physical protection, 100 health, 10 HP 5. Remove mana, removed MP5, increase health from 150 to 250, added 20 HP 5. It's a good tier 2 item now. Remove mana, remove MP5, increase health from 100 to 200, add 25 HP 5. Yeah, tier 2s are pretty good now. 1400 G, 30 fizz prots, 100 health, 15 HP 5. Now builds into Phalanx and Berserker Shield. New passive, each second you are in God combat, gain 1% attack speed for 5 seconds, max attack 10%, attack speed over 5 seconds. 50 G less, decrease fizz prots by 5, decrease HP 5 as well by 5. Lobby full? No, there's literally no one. Passive is mini mystical mail on steel mail. Builds into Emperor's armor, sovereignty, and Midi-Guardian. Every 4th basic attack your damage grants you a 75 HP shield that lasts for 5 seconds or until destroyed. Interesting. When you are hit by a hard CC, steal 10 prots from all enemies gods within 20 units for 5 seconds. Internal cooldown. That's pretty interesting. Decrease cost from 1500 to 1400. Decrease CD by 2%. Decrease cost on mantle by 100. Increase cooldown from 8 to 6 seconds to 9 to 7 seconds on backfire. Decrease damage on turret since it's proccing now, and increase CD by 2 seconds. Increase basic attack power from 32 to 38. They have this. They're just like, yo, we gotta do something to Cuban. Increase basic attack power from level 2.3. That's a huge change. Increase mana cost from 70 to 90 is 60 to 80. New effect on the cast. Double the attack speed gain from this ability for 4 seconds. Yes, I literally said this. I literally said to do this on my stream. I'm like, this is how you buff Cupid. Increase damage from 95 to 275, 95 to 295. What? Not too successful. What? This character is broken. Okay. 95 to 275, 95 to 295. Increase explosion damage from 30 to 130 to 40 140. Okay. Increase healing from 20 to 100 to 30 to 130. Decrease cooldown from 16 to 12 to 14 to 12. Increase explosion damage from 50% to 70% initial hit. Okay. Decrease mana cost from 70 to 90, 60 to 80. Oh, yeah, it's fine. They have mana problems. Decrease cooldown from 17 to 13 to 15 to 13. Better early. Better mana cost. Increase buff duration from 3 to 5. Nice. McDish, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back, brother. Pleasure to have you. Increase base health from 532 to 600. Increase double hit damage from 15 to 25%. Nice. Decrease slow duration from 1.75 to 1.5. The increase duration from 0.75 to 1. Nice. Increase basic attack speed from 0.85 to 87 to 90 0.95. Increase attack speed from 5 to 15% to 10 to 20%. Increase damage scaling per tick from 15 to 20%. Increase damage scaling on the center hit 45 to 55%. Nice. Decrease mana cost 60 to 100 to 60 to 80. Increase damage to minions from 20 to 30%. Helps early game. Helps early game. Increase cast range 65 ranks to 1/4 and 70 at all ranks. Increase MP5 from 4 to 12 to 8 to 16. Increase health size. Why are they doing this, dude? Decrease cooldown from 19 to 15, 16 to 14. Increase heal from 7 to 15 plus 0.9 per level to 10 to 18 plus 1 per level. Increase self heal from 5.5 to 6. Increase radius from 30 to 55 on switch stances. New effect also grants 10 to 30 physical power to allies. So it's way better in support. Now deals 75% damage in the AoE. Increase buff duration from 5 to 6 seconds. Decrease cooldown from 13 to 12. Increase scream damage 40 to 45%. Increase heal from 40 to 100 or 40 to 200. Decrease cooldown from 13 to 12. Decrease cooldown from 13 to 12. Okay, just buff. Increase heal per hit. Increase damage. Shift mana cost. Buff, 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 buff. Increase damage scaling from 50 to 55%. Shift in mana cost from 50 to 55 ranks. Buff. Increase health from 95 to 100 per level. Increase physical resistance to 30. Wow. Increase attack power level from 2.2. Increase heal from tick 10 to 42 to 15 to 55. Decrease mana cost from 70 to 60 at all ranks. Decrease cooldown from 95, 75, 90 to 70. Increase buff duration from 3 to 5. Decrease cooldown 190. Yeah. Increase projectile speed by roughly 15%. Improves fire and post-fire timings for most smooth firing experience. Increase dragon projectile speed by 15%. Kali is now able to reselect her target on base. You can be done by pressing the basic attack input. We'll bring up the passive UI menu. You're able to click passive UI menu. Decrease physical pen from 10 to 5%. Decrease kill/assist gold bonus from 30 to 20%. New effect: when Kali leaps on enemy god, the lowest current health god is marked automatically. The healing effect to this ability has been adjusted for 50% of the target's missing health to 20, 40 plus 10%. So it's better. Improved fire and post-fire timings. Okay, server is no longer crippled or slowed during this ability. Alice enhanced basic attacks now proc item effects for 50% of damage healing. Okay. Okay, so like I think it's a fine patch all in all. But the biggest problem I see is that the same thing is not going to change. Tier 2s, all of them have passives now, 90% of them. What does a tier 2 having a passive and increased stats mean that they want to do? Right? From Hyra's perspective, if you're changing every tier 2, right? That means you're trying to change spikes, right? You're trying to get more action in the early mid game when you get these tier 2s, where before you would have just a shit stat stick, now you have a passive. But there's one giant problem. You're not going to kill anyone with all of these passives. You're not. Why? Because 9.5 is still in the goddamn game. Everyone has 1200 HP, bro. Level 3. You auto for 40 damage. 40, or 50 damage. The guy has 1200 HP. The guy can sit there and eat every auto for a solid 15 seconds and still survive. And that's why I think this doesn't matter. But lobby's up.